Yo, what's going on, traders? This is Clay with the weekly outlook video for Top One Trader. So for January 11th, 12th, usually I like to shoot these videos on Friday, which was yesterday, but I was at a doctor's appointment. So hopefully it doesn't come too late to you guys. But yeah, so trading is off 2026. We are off to a great start, I think. Volatility is definitely back full form, and this week we have inflation data, right? Tuesday, CPI data, and that is going to be, it's inflation, right? And being in the United States, I would like to say I feel like inflation has improved, but the numbers would kind of say otherwise. So man, hopefully we see some good stuff or better inflation numbers, but inflation is always the precursor, for the most part, to what's going to happen with the FOMC and how they make their interest rate decisions. That's why it's always important, and why it's always a big market mover, right? So going over the NFP numbers last month too was a pretty big miss for the dollar. So and we can see that. We'll see that in some of the charts here. Unemployment slightly lower. So the PPI and CPI data is going to be a pretty big deal. So let's take a look at some of these dollar pairs, right? So we are in GU currently retesting the zone that I mapped out previously. So we broke through this support, and this is going to be, I would say, a make or break level. But if we go to kind of across the board and look at these different dollar pairs, Euro USD already broken through the 200, right? So I would say, you know, for setups like GU, which is what I was specifically looking at, I think we're going to head lower, meaning more potential dollar strength, right? NZD USD, same scenario. Now, you know, if we go over to the daily, this is still, I mean, especially if you look at it on the daily here, what do we got? Y'all see a head and shoulders, right? So we'll go here, shoulder, head, shoulder, pretty textbook scenario. So, you know, it wouldn't look like that on the 4 hours so much, but you can see you can see it now that I pointed it out, but we broke down below the 200. So man, I would be looking for places to play into this dollar strength. Same deal. If you look at Euro USD, but then go to the daily, we're looking like we want to break down because we failed to make another high here. Is the way I would interpret that. So Euro USD does not look as bearish as NZD USD, that's for sure. So now let's take a look at dollar index. What's going on here? Breakout, right? So all the pieces are lined up for dollar strength, and you can see that as well. US dollar CAD, I think this could be a really good play potentially going forward. But nonetheless, and this is where it's interesting and kind of odd, that gold is still holding up strong. So that's should be a big warning signal. Obviously, we had a lot of stuff going on with Venezuela, a lot of global tensions, and that's going to be what is really propping up gold, and also what's making the dollar strong. You know, dollar's probably gaining some strength back too because of what happened with Venezuela, and you know that really puts a halt on, I guess you would say, those BRICS countries, right, that were looking to get rid of the dollar, and I think that's exactly what's going on. So it's going to be a big week. I'm going to look for dollar strength. Let's have an amazing year, an amazing week, and good luck. And I can't wait to see y'all's payouts this week. All right, everybody. Peace.